What's going on, everybody? Eric Lindquist at Stochastic here in the Odd Shopper channel, coming to you with another edition of NBA Lindy's Leans, Likes, and Locks here on Monday. Hit that like button, subscribe button, notification bell. Goes a long way for me on this video. Goes a long way for you. That way you become a prize whenever great content is going live here at our little neck of the YouTube woods. Why did I just stammer there at the end? Well, because I was just thinking about, great content. It's more like mediocre, run-of-the-mill, flatline zero content here lately because, well, on this video specifically, it hasn't been as good as what it's been in the premium Discord, where the prop game was really, really nice last week, specifically buoyed by 4 locks hitting on Wednesday, that's for sure. But on Sundays, I said I was going to do it the last 3 weeks, mainly because sometimes YouTube chat and Twitter and everything else get really, really loud, and they don't really take into account the facts. They take what happened yesterday, and that is gospel. That's not the way to look at it. So we are going over our results here in the NBA Streets. Producer Jacob, hit the slide. You got to talk about it. Last week's recap, as you can see, 3 for 4 in the lock department. That is useful, Melades. That is useful. But overall, 8 and 10, mainly because I did say this on Friday, and I'm a man of my word. Ended up putting quarter unit plays on Garland and Murray, and I hated the numbers when they came out. This is what's really hard about doing this video the night before. And some people are like, Eric, you can't do videos the night before, especially in the NBA this time of the season. No, I absolutely can, because one, this is my world. I live in it. But the other part of it is that you can fade me if you really want to, just be really ridiculous over any long-term sample. But ended up having a winning week on this video only that turned into a losing week purely because forced that. Well, it didn't. It's just the running total over 3 weeks is negative 0.54 units. Again, just ridiculous stuff to force that. Could have been at 8.5 units, and then, well, ended up having it be the running total that it is. So there you go. Forced those in purely because I talked about them, and that's something to keep in mind going forward for myself as I go into this new iteration of videos where, well, I want to give you props night before. Otherwise, you can check out X at Eric Lindquist. You can get my prop thread. I am doing in-depth analysis day of, going through everything I possibly can, plus I get more updated information. That's always useful. Plus, I've always had a higher ROI in the prop department by a landslide, but I will say overall, just kind of treading water here as we head into the MLB season, which starts on Thursday. Obviously, I'll go over my MLB results here too. Week of, that'll incorporate everything that we had over there in the Japan series that did not go well for me. But overall, friends, the props were very, very fruitful there in the premium Discord and on my own X at Eric Lindquist. You follow me there, you'll see a lot of good stuff. It's been very, very good. So a winning week for me overall. Again, could have looked even better as far as like 8 and 10 if I just kept those 2 stupid points props off my card from Friday. I don't know what that accent was I just threw out there. I'm from South Dakota. What are you doing, bro? But producer Jacob's ready to rock. He saw Peyton Pritchard start today, and he's in a great mood from Sunday, aren't you? Yeah, we'll talk about that one here on Monday. But 4 leans, 4 likes. You can't see that. 4 leans, 4 likes. Symmetry, baby. That's the name of the game for me. Producer Jacob, let's get to the leans. Boom, tough actin' Tinactin, Lakers and Magic right from the get-go here. Just want to throw out that LeBron James, Luka Doncic, and Austin Reeves on the floor was not enough to withstand Josh Giddey. Oh, we'll talk about Josh Giddey here. As you can see, they're playing on Monday, and they are not in the lean category. The Magic on the other side. Overall, I totally get why the Lakers are favored because they have all the talent in all the land. They just got Luka and everybody back, but sounds as though Rui Hachimura, is he going to be back out there here in this spot? I don't know. It'd be nice to get the upgrade for him here, but Cole Anthony and Trevelyan Queen, not that anybody cares, are both questionable here. Corey Joseph's been starting. I think he continues to start. Was looking at shorting some of those props there on the Cole Anthony side last time out. He didn't end up playing. That's a bummer. But next up in line, we have Toronto, Washington. And once we get to the MLB here later this week, I'll be much quicker talking about all this stuff. But in the NBA streets right now, I can still take the time to talk you through how insane Toronto is. Emmanuel Quickly, questionable. Jakob Poeltl, questionable. Chris Boucher didn't play today, ended up downgraded on an illness. He's not really in the rotation anyway. Grady Dick doesn't sound like he's going to come back tomorrow. He's due to come back sometime soon. And Jared Roden wouldn't sound like that matters, but it actually does. Now, RJ Barrett and Scotty Barnes are expected to play, but nothing surprises me here on the Toronto side. And same applies to Washington. How could you possibly know what they're going to do here in this spot coming off of, Smart Middleton? I mean, what is actually going on with both of these teams? This is the tank extraordinaire. I'm staying away. Although under 231.5, do they even try to play enough defense? Do they actually care? Both teams want to lose. 76ers, they want to lose too, but in stylistic fashion here. However, +6 is a lot to be getting up against a New Orleans team that has really started to pack it in themselves. Now, they looked really good up in Detroit here. Once you got the late scratch for Cade Cunningham, which screwed over one of my major props, Isaiah Stewart, which was kind of buoyed by hopeful blowout run, and that didn't come to fruition because they didn't blow him out at all. You have Yves Missy didn't end up playing in that game. Kelly Olynyk doesn't normally play on these back-to-backs, and does Zion Williamson suit up? That is obviously the biggie. I would really want a Philly ticket in the event that I knew he was out. As for Milwaukee, we know Dame Lillard is already out. Giannis Antetokounmpo, he is sitting there. He should be good to go here up against Phoenix. They're both teams trying to win, trying to advance their positions in their respective conferences, although Phoenix has a lot of work ahead of them. Nick Richards off the injury report. Vasily Micic, although he hasn't played here for Phoenix, off the injury report. And Bradley Beal still out for another couple of games. Sounds like he might be back at the end of the week. Sounds great? Awesome. Good, great, grand. Before we get to the likes, though, friends, let's talk Bet365. Damn good fun. I'll suck it to you one more time. Get it low. Bet5, get 150, friends. You have a ton of states now, including Illinois, where Bet365 just went live. You have Arizona, Colorado, Indiana, Illinois, Louisiana, North Carolina. Come on and raise up. Take your shirt off. Twist it around your head. Spin it like a helicopter. I hate these Iowa State Cyclones. What are they actually doing? Whatever. New Jersey, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Tennessee, Virginia. Don't mind my Tourette's. Don't mind my ad read. Here, all we're doing, friends, is getting you $150 when you bet $5 on anything. Now, here's the way this works. You go to the link below. It says Bet365. You just click on that link if you're in any one of those great states. You deposit $10 or more, and you bet $5 or more. If you do that, for a grand entry of $10 total, $5 wagered, you'll get $150 in bonus bets, win or lose that bet. That's an unbelievable deal. It is a great opportunity. Plus, Bet365, some of the best odds around. I'm constantly firing up. In fact, 3 of my 4 plays come from the Bet365 nature. I don't know where one of my plays comes from. Ooh, spoiler alert. But this is a great opportunity for you to fire it up. It's only for 21 and over. If you have a gambling problem, please call 1-800-GAMBLER. But without further ado, to the likes we go. Game number 1. This is really fun. I really enjoy the way that this works. Hit the like button if you do too, because again, I want to feature what it is that I'm betting on, feature the things that I think are going to be profitable for us long-term. Now, night before video, I can't give you all the props. I can't give you all the inside information, although I have no inside information, just it's like a matter-of-fact way of speaking. But there's one big Q tag sitting around in this game specifically. It is my friend, well, I wish I was friends with him, Anthony Edwards. He's questionable, although it's kind of like the LeBron James, Anthony Davis tags for the Lakers last season. They just kind of seem like pseudo necessities. Now, maybe this is the game that Ant just randomly sits. I don't think that's the case here for a Timberwolves team that is still fighting their way here. Western Conference is super booked, super stacked. Everybody outside of OKC up at the tippy top is just fighting for positioning here. And we're getting into the make it or break it, put your money where your mouth is time of year here as we get into April. So Anthony Edwards questionable. I'm keeping a close eye on it, but Benedict Mathurin on the other side, even though he's coming off the bench, this one really matters because you reduce his rates and you start buoying them up for Aaron Nesmith, for Miles Turner, for Pascal Siakam, whose actually rates don't really get affected by anybody, and that's kind of weird, but Tyrese Halliburton's they surely do. And if you've watched Tyrese Halliburton here when he's been healthy, which has kind of been rare, he's played a grand total of 1 game here in the last week. Well, he's been in fuego in the assist department. He's had at least double-digit assists in every single game dating back to February 20th. It's an absurd streak of games here where he just continues to distribute. He's got scorers around him, and I'm not saying Benedict Mathurin being out would help that, but it definitely helps his points prop. That is for sure. So why wouldn't we look at points plus assists here? 26.5 over at Bet365. I think it's sitting at 27.5 here at the moment, but ended up getting -115, played a little bit more juice. -105 at 27.5. That is very useful too. So I know sometimes these numbers can change. That really mattered last week in the Quentin Grimes department. I apologize if you got the 34.5 and you had to watch him steal the ball from the backups from OKC 48 times. Made me want to bash my head in, and I can only imagine if I had a 34.5 ticket instead of a 35, but Tyrese Halliburton, Iowa State, shout it out. They're playing like shit against Ole Miss right now. I want to break my iPad. 26.5 points plus assists. Love it here against Minnesota in a game. 232.5. You don't get many of those with Minnesota. You get plenty of 215.5 totals when it's Brooklyn. And then Dallas, bleh. Of course, Eric, why would you be looking at this? Well, Brooklyn's actively playing well, like actually going out and being competitive against everybody right now. And then you've got Dallas on the other side that they have nothing to tank for. In fact, we are hearing rumblings that you may get a surprise appearance from Anthony Davis at some point this week. Now, he's listed on the injury report night before, which you can just go to NBA.com. People don't realize NBA.com injury report. Type it into the Google machine, it will pop up. Anthony Davis is doubtful. However, it would not surprise me to see doubtful upgraded to questionable on a day where they're on a road trip and he just goes through shoot around. He's feeling better. He's ready to go. Tells Jason Kidd, hi, hello. Remember how everybody's mad at us? I would like to play basketball today. It wouldn't shock me at any point this week. So I think this might be a recurring theme of this week for me. Is I'm going to take stabs on Dallas here on this road trip that they're about to embark on, going up against Brooklyn. Again, low pace, low variance game, but Dallas starting to get more pieces back into the fray. Not the band, but Brandon Williams was back. You have Kessler Edwards, who's in the G League, but I expect to potentially be back for this road trip. Jaden Hardy's back. Dwight Powell's there. Max Christie off the bench. These are more guys than the glorified 8 that they've had here recently. You get 9, 10, 11 guys on the court. Dallas start to look a lot better here. So I think they're a little bit undervalued against a Brooklyn team. They shouldn't want to win, but they keep being competitive, and we'll see who ends up getting fired up here in this spot. I think more chances of surprise scratches on the Brooklyn side with Zaire Williams and D'Angelo Russell questionable in the injury report. Then on Dallas's side, that makes them a bet. Speaking of betting, Portfolio EV, the best tool in the betting industry here at OddsShopper. You go to oddshopper.com, and no matter where you live, 48 states have access to absolutely everything. I really apologize if you're in Hawaii. I really apologize if you're in Washington. Somehow Washington, fewer bet fixings than Alaska, which is insane to say out loud. But either way, not here nor there, Portfolio EV, no matter where you live in those 48 states, you will have amazing opportunities to get volume bets down and to be able to get lots of positive expected value bets at the top of the Portfolio EV tool. If you guys want to know what I'm talking about, you're on the OddsShopper YouTube channel. Check out all the videos from Dave Loughran, Lofty himself, Greg Ehrenberg, G. Ehrenberg DFS over on X, Nathan Joyce, so on and so forth. So many great analysts and friends of mine that do an amazing job here at OddsShopper to show you the power of this tool and compounding interest and the opportunity to take your bankroll to the next level. Head down to the link below, 7-day free trial. Can't advise it enough. Even in states like Texas and Florida, where you only have Hard Rock, well, you also have access to Rebet and Flip and all these other great books, these social sports books that give you great opportunities to make lots of money now. And then if you're in the great states of Arizona and Illinois, I cannot tell you, New Jersey, you have such a great opportunity with this tool to make hand over fist, take advantage. Head to the link below. Yeah, I have nothing else to say. 2 more plays, back to the picks we go. Check out Portfolio EV today. The Denver Nuggets on a back-to-back hosting the Chicago Bulls. 4-point dogs are the Chicago Bulls, who they don't have anything to play for technically. Well, here's the thing. They can be in the play-in game. So you want to say chip in a chair? You want to say chip in the chair? You can say that here with Chicago, although I think you can look at the construction of this lineup. Giddey, White, Herter, Bazelis, Vucevic. Lonzo Ball not going to be back for a couple of weeks. Trey Jones now not going to be back for a couple of weeks. There went our cash cow. As we go on, we remember. I haven't had a lot of him on this video, but I guarantee you in the premium Discord, there's been a lot of Trey Jones, 18, 19, 20 and a half points plus assists. PRA. It has been a cash frickin' cow. Now, I did stay away from my last game, so I didn't get completely eviscerated, burned, screwed over to the moon, knocks to the moon, which is the mummy. Always makes me feel good. But the guy had been playing low 30s minutes every single night, and he had cashed in. I'll pull up my spreadsheet. 1 game against Sacramento, 2 games against Phoenix, 3 games against Utah, 4 against Houston, 5 against Brooklyn. He did not cash against Indy. So I've cashed 6 of my last 7 plays on Trey Jones. Trey Jones? Miami, he did not cash either. So 2, I missed in a row there. 7. So 7 and 9 on Trey Jones, points and assists or PRA props in this last 3-week span. He's been phenomenal. So you're replacing this by a dude Who came back in the lineup? Oh, Josh Giddey came back in the lineup last time, and you can say what you want about Josh Giddey. I have a lot to say about him. Seems like a little bit of a weirdo, but he is an Australian, mate, and he goes to the Australian team and turns into Superman from time to time. Now, the Chicago Bulls, they have play-in implications, I suppose, but I think the big thing is you have no Zach LaVine or Lonzo Ball out there right now, and these are two very important things. Zach LaVine's in Sacramento, Lonzo Ball still injured. There is all the opportunity and all the land for Josh Giddey to do stuff like he just did against the Lakers. First time in NBA history anybody's put up a 15, 10, 17, and 8 stat line. Yes, you heard me. 8 steals to go with 15, 10, and 17. 17 assists. That seems pretty good. Almost a quadruple double. Would have been the 5th in NBA history. I'm an NBA connoisseur, if you will. David Robinson, Hakeem Olajuwon. Can't remember the other two off the top of my head. Somebody's going to put it down there. It's like Elgin Baylor or some shit. There's one other one. Producer Jacob's going to let you guys know on the next segment. Either way, triple-double for Josh Giddey. I stared at it. You're right. I stared at it. I almost did it. I'm definitely going to do it against Denver. 237.5 total. Anything better than plus 150 is going to be on the card. So here's how I'm doing this. I'm doing the same shit I did last Friday. I am guaranteeing you a quarter unit no matter what on this play. But at my discretion in the premium Discord, obviously I won't calculate that in here, but I do want more of an opportunity. Ooh, Alvin Robertson and Nate Thurman are your other two. I knew David Robinson and Hakeem Olajuwon off the top of my head. I feel like I should get a pat on the back for that still. But Josh Giddey's not a center. He's also... I'm not going to make that joke. Next game. And our last game of the night, this is a very professional program. Boston -4 taking on Sacramento. And I did a lot of pace metrics in this one. I thought for sure 226 looked freaking low. Doesn't 226 look low for a game where, I mean, we just got done with Peyton Pritchard starting against Portland. Now, want to throw this out there. He did not start the second half, and Sam Hauser made 8 threes in the game, and they were never really remotely close. It was an insane game to watch, but Sam Hauser gets cooking like he did in that first half. Yeah, you go back to bringing Peyton Pritchard off the bench because you don't want both of them out there at the same time. I kind of like the staggering units of the two of them, and it's kind of made me a little worried about Peyton Pritchard props. I did see portfolio EV cash under 25.5 PRA on Peyton Pritchard by the hook. You know what? Still counts. I just as anyway. Boston -4 friends. This is just a straightforward as it gets play. Sacramento on the other side has a ton of questionable tags, but I think the big one is Malik Monk, if we're just going to be completely honest. Domantas Sabonis is sitting there with a Q tag, and Devin Carter been playing more for Sacramento, kind of by necessity, but he's looked all right out there at times. Jake LaRavia been playing more for Sacramento as well, but Sabonis and Monk are obviously your Q tags that matter. Now, I think this was just a pure back-to-back rest situation for Porzingis, who did come back last time out. It was illness, reconditioning, and then Drew Holiday, right shoulder impingement. That just sounds like BS to me. It was a clear-cut, hey, we don't want to play Drew Holiday on both legs of this back-to-back. We'll save him for the second day. Let's have Pritchard go out there and cook, and it ended up being Sam Hauser that really cooked, but that's neither here nor there. Pritchard did make 4 threes. Watched a lot of that game at the same time that I watched a lot of terrible college basketball. How do people enjoy this product on a day-in, day-out basis? I guess it's the passion, the enthusiasm. I love Cooper Flag. Shout out Duke. Yep. You guys don't care. Boston -4, last play of the day. 4 plays in the books. Let's get out of here. And that does it for a quick and easy edition of NBA Lindy's Leans, Likes, and Locks. Head to the comment section below. Let me know how excited you are for baseball to be back on Thursday. Yeah, you're right. Wednesday night. I will be recording NBA alongside with MLB on this program. I know some people are like, hey, I want to really look at the individualized stuff. Don't worry. We'll have a little commercial in the middle of it, not Bet365 or something, but maybe I'll sing you a little tune. Maybe I'll bring you a little harmony, something to your life so that you can know when MLB starts and it gets done, and then NBA will show up and it get done, and you'll be just fine. We'll have lots of bets out in the world, and I can't wait to make so much money with you in the home run streets yet again this year. Probably should have bet some of those in Japan. Hi, Shohei Ohtani, freebie the game 2. Oh, left on left, whatever. Shohei Ohtani's so good. We'll talk about everybody I think is going to be really good in the MLB streets. Lots coming your way on X at Eric Lindquist this entire week. Producer Jacob, thank you so much. I'm Eric Lindquist. Best of luck in the NBA streets on Monday.